A lot of things are kind of iffy, so you could always use some parts. I have very bad memory, but if from what I remember, maybe I'll have to re-listen. But I get pretty cringed, yeah, listening to my own voice. Yeah, I think some parts were supposed to get spliced out and edited, and my friends. So, yeah. I don't quite remember. Trying to stick to your question, I think I don't quite remember. But yeah, I think so. No, it was leaked on Kiwi Farms and Meta. Yeah, got it. Which I don't blame Meta. I generally don't blame Meta for getting really angry and everything. I did apologize to them, and I just generally don't blame Meta. They got it from Kiwi Farms, and from what I remember, Romantic Goblin or someone from Synni's old clique from Kumo back then, leaked it out from there because Synni got access to Jack's account. Yeah, unfortunately, Ara was very paranoid because he was afraid, and my other friends too who were in that call were afraid that someone could find us and just a lot of things. I personally at the time didn't think of as much, but I understood their fear, so that's why I also went. But after realizing, hey, this is stupid, and Meta actually brought this up too. Meta had really good points, so I understood what they said. I was like, oh crap, yeah, this was stupid. We should not have jumped the gun. We should have just went after Synni, Romantic Goblin, or Kumo. That's what they should have done instead of getting Meta involved. And from what I remember, Ara didn't quite threaten legal actions to Meta. It was basically a saying, hey, by the way, I'm planning on making legal actions to Synni, and this video is underneath Synni, so you to Meta might get swept up in this, so if you want to take this down and stuff like that. I'd have to see the screenshots because Ara did send it to me. Give me 1 second, I gotta deal with him. Yeah. No worries, give me 1 second, I gotta deal with the dog.
You're fine.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, you're fine. I made sure everything was good on my end too. So I remember like a while ago, like I talked to someone in the group chat. You were also like in the Birdie group chat too, right? Or were you not?
Was it Poop World, or what was it called at the time? I don't remember.
The name kind of escapes me, but it's like the one where like the police reports were
Ryan
filed
goes
in.
to Guada. Oh, police reports were filed in. Oh,
yeah, like
that's in my other channel. Sorry, that's on my personal channel, my personal Discord. This one's more of a for kind of like, I guess, public thing. I have a more personal one.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I think it was that one group chat that got leaked, yeah?
Yes, that was the one that like also Synni like got uploaded and like it leaked everywhere for live streamers to look at.
Oh, that one. Okay, that one was called Fred, because we have a couple of those. We have a new one called Poop World, and that's one where Jack kind of went off and stuff like that, but
I see.
What even is it called? Yeah, oh, crud. Where is it? What?
So, yeah, the only reason why, like, I bring it up because it's, like, I don't know, like, I know you kind of lightly answered more in, like, Jack's end of why the police report wasn't, like, you know, filed against, like, you know, the child grooming thing. But, like, I was just gonna ask, like, why any of you, like, did any of you, like, even attempt yourselves to try to, like, report Synni to the police?
Yeah, we did. Ara did.
And how did that go?
Yeah, that's what I don't want to go into full details because it is kind of in progress. It's just nothing much is happening currently, as I can say.
Okay, so...
Because I don't know, because the law, I know sometimes in the law, some things need to be quiet. But right. Yes, the report was a report against Synni's grooming allegations.
Okay.
I know I wanted to keep it slightly vague for that, but I realized some people definitely needed it to be more clarifying, but I was a little scared that, hey, something like that, I don't know. Sometimes cops would be like, why'd you clarify it, blah, 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 so...
No, I get that. I mean,
something.
Honestly, like, my impression of it, because I talked to Laurel a while ago about it, right? Like, and all I was aware of, like, was the attempted, like, there was, like, a police report filed for, like, the death threats. But apparently that didn't fully go, like, that didn't, like, get, like, taken too seriously because it got, like, taken as, like, vent messages from Synni, and that didn't really go much anywhere.
Yes.
Like, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
But it, because, like, from what I was described, it's like when they were on the phone, it's like someone just like randomly chimed that they groomed a minor, but like it didn't really go farther than that. So I was kind of under the impression that you guys didn't really file that. But if you did take action, I'm not gonna pry because I know like how that works.
The city, when we first said that, the information we were given was super confusing because I think it was me or someone, it was me who chimed that in. The city that we did it in was super just not caring, and then we submitted it to another city, one that we live in, and they actually cared a lot more about that. So it just depends on the city departments.
Okay.
Because the city one we went to did not give two craps.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like, I think like I feel a little bit better about it now because, like you said, like there is action being taken. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna pry into it too much. So okay. Then I guess the next thing, because I did like see you get some stuff for this. Can you just kind of like explain to me your thoughts of like why you kind of like just wanted to Twitter saying that you took like an extra 1.2K from Birdie?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
It was more like I didn't take Jack. So basically, let's see the time frame of this. So Jack basically, he had sent me 3 transactions.
Right.
The first one he said, oh, whoops, my bad, sorry, I sent it from my savings account. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, I don't think it's going to go through because he said it's going to decline. And I was like, okay, cool. Second one he sent, and this is when I started getting my patience teared, he was like, oh, hold on. And then I kind of, after a few days after that, I was like, okay, why'd you send it through this account? I'm going to stop you on this because I knew I was being way too lenient and I was being way too doormatty for this, and that's why I shut it down. And then so Jack sent me another one, the second one, from his bank account, so it was taking too long, and I was like, okay, we gotta, no. So that's, I'm so sorry, I can't word my word. Let me start this all over again. Let me try this. So first one, he said it was sent from the wrong account, and then he sent a second one. That one was taking too long, so I stepped in and said, no, this is not going to... It's taking too long. I need these things gone. And so Jack tried to send it within the next couple of days because I gave him another deadline, which was the final deadline. And then Jack finally sent it out. And I was like, okay, cool. Finally, the thing's sent out because he had a... connected through his bank account. The first 2 were connected through his bank account, so that's why it took so long. And then the third one was sent, which was immediate because it was from a card. And then finally, after a couple weeks went by, Jack texted me saying, hey, these 2 things are open, or have sent to you. Could you send it back? And I just kind of left them on red because I was kind of so pissed at everything. And one of my friends told me, yeah, just keep it. He sent it on accident. Blah. And so I was like, okay, cool, I guess I'll try. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just update people on the situation. I knew I was being very much of a bitch, so that's why I was just being pretty honest. I knew I was being a bitch, I was being honest. And I was like, you know what, if I'm going down, if I'm going to be a bad person, I'd rather bring my own reputation down than Jack did, because I know very well Jack would have probably made this out to be, and people were correct. And I realized, oh yeah, that's definitely a stupid thing. I was high on emotion, very stupid. Putting that out there actually was a wake-up call, and a lot of people saying, hey, don't do this, be better than Birdie. And I was like, yeah, that is so fair. So then I stopped that, sent it back, and that was great. So yeah.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I mean, you did take accountability for it. Like, obviously we agree it was really dumb, but like, you did take accountability for it, so. Alright, yeah. Good thing we talked that out. Then like the next thing, right? Because this one I am actually kind of confused a little bit about like some of the logic you used here.
Fair.
The attempting to keep Jack's ferret's ashes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. That I have. Sorry, continue on. You can go on with the question.
Because like, okay, like this thing that really stuck out to me is like, you were gonna keep it, and then like your reasoning was you didn't want to give the dead ferret back to its abusive family.
Oh, sorry. Is that the end of the question?
Yeah. You can answer. Yeah.
Okay. So I never actually was going to keep it. I was just wanting to, but I knew that ferret was Jack's ashes. But it was just a want. It was just kind of a want, because I have my own ashes. I have my dad's ashes with me, and I just since the entire time he lived with Synni, those ashes have just been in a box, in another cardboard box, just sitting there. Just there. And just not enshrined or placed in a nice place or anything like that. And I'm Christian, so I definitely have Christian values, and I respect the dead. And I was just a lot of just emotional thing, and just kind of, again, more pettiness towards Jack. And it was definitely my fault for like even thinking that, but it was kind of just a think of want, not an actual I'm going to do this, just a think of want. And it was just me kind of just throwing it out to the wind, because someone responded saying keep his ashes, and I was like, I want to keep his ashes, but I can't. I think that was what it is.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Yeah, that was brought up during that, because like I don't know, because like I said, I was just really confused about like the whole logic of like, I mean, they're dead, right? Like whether the family's abusive or not, it's like
yeah. Yeah, it does sound stupid, but to me it's kind of just my own beliefs, my own belief system. Some people may think it's stupid, some people don't, because some people sided with my wants and said you should keep those ashes and stuff like that, and I was like, I can't. I wish, but I can't, because those are Jack's.
Yeah,
I still wish, but I can't, because I know it's stupid. I know it's very much stupid. But it's just a personal belief of mine. Just respect the dead. Just respect as much as you can. Kara deserved better, really.
I mean, I get that. So I guess just a little bit of a follow-up on that one. Did the ashes get returned at this point?
Yep.
Okay. So
with the whole thing.
Yeah, that makes... Okay, that's better. That's better. So that's good you didn't keep that.
No.
And I know, like, this has been going... Like, this specific one's been going on for Oblivion, so I don't, like, want to harp on it too much, but, like...
Is it the cat?
Yes, it's the cat.
I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, like, that... I mean, that's the thing that's...
It's okay, I understand. Just hit hard. Just hit hard. I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I understand. Go hit hard. Like, don't worry.
It's like, it really does like confuse me why you kept it despite it being illegal.
Kept the cat? So, it was actually not illegal. A lot of people think it was illegal, but in my state, it's not illegal for two roommates. Think of it like this. Two roommates own the same item. One roommate takes the item away. It takes the item to like move out and stuff like that. And they have a right to it, which is why when Synni went to the city prosecutor, he said, no, you have to go to the civil court because it's a civil matter, as it's a dispute between two people. Nothing criminal was charged. Nothing criminal was done and stuff like that. It was basically just a roommate taking a gift with them. Because Synni gifted Squirt for both of them, mainly for Jack at first, because from a call, because I'm remembering a lot of stuff, and there was a call like a few months, like a long time ago, I have recorded. Synni called me, and she was in hysterics, and she blurted out she never wanted that damn cat. I have to find the audio recording, but that kind of really spurred Jack into spurred Jack into like wanting to keep that cat, and he always wanted to keep that cat too, and I felt so guilted. I don't know how the hell I put up with his shit for so long. Then again, it was just me being a doormat, and being a doormat is sometimes stupid. So that's why a lot of things I did back then I do regret. But going back to the cat, I then managed to get Jack. I think the whole thing, luckily, Jack does not have any legal actions over Squirp anymore, because he gave Squirp his ownership of Squirp to me, and so it was basically between me and Synni then. And so I then kept the cat for longer than I needed to, because at the point, in my brain, I was thinking, Synni's not ready for the cat. Synni was not ready for the cat. She has money issues. Her apartment's about to fail. And then it just was awkward too. If I go back to my thing, going back to the thing, I don't know where I'm going with this train of thoughts. I'm jumping around, so ignore me if I jump around. I sometimes have very bad with words. So if I'm jumping around, I remember one time Synni texted me in March 8th. This was the last time I texted before I gave her back her cat. She said, because during this point, at that point, around November, she had verbally given me permission to own Squirp with visiting rights. So I was under the impression, I own Squirp with visiting rights. But then Synni on March 8th said, "Do you think I'll be able to see my cat anytime soon?" And I go, definitely very rude. Your cat? She's sadly not your cat anymore, because if anything, she's my mom's cat now. She loves Latte a lot. And then I said, "Anyway, you'll probably be able to see Latte sometime soon around spring break if I'm not busy with work." And I don't hear anything from Synni the rest of the day, and I'm just confused. And then Saki comes and like talks to me about it and made me realize, oh, I sounded mean. And Saki had a lot of good points, because after Synni is able to take care of everything, if she has her house, because Saki says this, if Synni's able to take care of her house, if Synni's able to clean up the cat, if Synni's able to do all this stuff and is able to keep the apartment, then why keep Latte? And sometimes it takes me a minute for my stubbornness to finally let go and for logic to finally win, because sadly can be a very much an emotional person. I am very much an emotional person. So then I realized, crap, I did sound mean. So I did apologize to Synni after that. And I said, "Hey, I'm sorry for sounding rude. Yesterday, because this is the 9th. I thought I sounded polite, but I realized I sent a different number text. That was my fault. I just confused because I thought that Latte's ownership was fully transferred to me and that you only get visitation rights." And then she never responded. So then that kind of went nowhere for a bit until April 7th when I watched, Lord Crust's video on Jack, and I kind of skipped to the end because I didn't have time to watch the whole thing, and I was kind of just curious what people think about the situation. And he kind of, some things were definitely a little rude and mean, and I understand that. So, but I took it to heart, and I was like, not took it to heart. I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, that is very mean of me doing. I need to give this back to Synni. So then I contacted Puppy, and then that whole thing happened. Sorry if I just went on a whole rant, but it's just fine. A lot confusing process that sometimes looking back, even I don't know what I was feeling at the time. I don't know if it's pettiness. I don't know if it was just being in the unknown. I don't know if it's because of me and Synni having some bad blood between, so I couldn't really feel comfortable talking to her. Because I did talk to her about her cat from March 8th to 2025 and March 9th about 2025, and she just left me on red, so there was nothing I could really contact to, because I literally asked on March 9th, 2025. I said I was just confused because I thought that Latte's ownership was fully transferred to me and that she'd only get visitation rights. And Saki at the time was the only one talking, and I wanted Cynthia to talk. So, and I know I much forgot some context, or some context gets left out, and there's a lot of context in this whole Jack Synni situation that gets left out. And some people only get the bits and pieces, and I forget to update people or stuff like that. So I understand why people have missing contexts, which is why I answer questions.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, the most annoying thing about, like, the whole cat thing is, like, it unironically, like, I feel like it kind of shifted, like, the, like, important perspective on, like, what was originally, like, important about the whole thing. Because it's, like, it turned into, like, you know, Synni groomed a child to, like, we're fighting over cat custody.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I'm like, I'm not that important. I know I'm not that important. I don't know why people place a lot of actually, no, I do. I do know why people place a lot of importance on me, because it's something new. And I understand, because something new is a lot more interesting than old news. So I understand why people are a lot more eager to eat this up, especially with the whole thing. Some people sadly don't care about Eno. Some people do care about Eno, and I do care about Eno. And I don't know. It's just a lot. I mean, it's just.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I know. Like, it definitely does make a lot more sense though. Like, why people were on it, because it's like you were literally known as like a person that kind of like leaked Birdie stuff as well. Because it's like you knew like behind the scenes stuff and would leak, and so like a lot of attention got put onto you. So like when you're like you know in a little bit of a controversy, obviously it's gonna have some spotlight on it. So yeah, I don't know. It's tedious though. I mean, obviously, you know, things were done. You can't really change anything, but it's like it's just stupid how it devolved. It really is.
It is. It really is. I'm just glad that Synni finally got her cat back, and that hopefully we can finally shift back onto. Luckily, Cynthia has gone from the internet, and she's actually taking responsibility for actions and finally doing something which is better than what Jack is doing. I can say that at least. Cynthia 100% needs to own up for responsibility, and I'm hoping she's not coming back. I remember noticing that her videos disappeared at one point and then reappeared, and I was like, is she coming back? Because someone pointed that out in my comments, and I was like, maybe she's coming back? I would not know. I hope not, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not too sure with that. But yeah, I mean, I just got like one last little segment that I need to ask about. So it's actually regards the document that you recently put out.
It took so long. I'm so sorry. I wish I stuck to the document format, but I guess I was so narrow-minded, so blindsided, I didn't realize I could just post a document out. If I realized I could just post a document out, this would have been done a long time ago, because I had finished this document around January.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That was my fault.
Actually, that's not even like the main thing I would have an issue with.
No.
It's actually more or less.
Fair.
I feel like there's a lot more. Like, I feel like there's some pretty petty things I don't even think that should have been in there in the first place, to be honest. Because, like, I don't know, like, there's answering questions, right? But then there's also, like, okay, I get it. Birdie and Synni, they suck. Okay, 100%. But it's like, I feel like we should focus on, like, the more important things. And it's like, there's something that you kind of gloss over, but, like, put more attention to, like,
the CP?
things. Yeah, like, the CP claim that is just kind of just got thrown in there. And it's just, like,
that was my fault. I really should have elaborated. I didn't think much, because when I confronted Jack on CP, I didn't think much of it either, because like I said on my Twitter, and Gato said on stream with Kristen Ark, mainly it was someone coming up to me and saying, hey, Jack might have CP and stuff like that. I don't remember who it was. My brain is very foggy. And so at the time around December, I don't remember how this went, but I told Julie Smith, I said, hey, I think Jack has CP, but it's not confirmed, not nothing, anything like that. And she was like, what? And so she was extremely serious about it, and I understood why, but I knew this was like when he was 16 and everything, but Julie Smith did not want to deal with that, and I so fair of her. And so she was like, I need Jack out of the house at this instant. So on Saturday, it was just much of a rush, because it was basically like snap that, because she wanted him out and gone ASAP, so we couldn't really confront him as well, so a lot of things kind of got like that. And sometime in the call, I can probably I actually snipped it for someone, because they actually pointed that out. So I snipped it, and then he said that I said, speaking of nudes, you have child porn? And he's like, what are you Actually, let me see. Is there anything? I don't think there's anything actually not important. I don't think there's anything. I can actually do this. If I do this. Okay, if I do this. Sorry, I'm going to send it to you, because I realize there's nothing actually super involved. It's basically just Jack denying that he has child porn, so I kind of glossed over it.
So actually, like, just I assume Julie Smith is, like, you know, an online anonymous alias, right? But did they ever ask for did they ever, like, verify with Jack whether it was, like, real or not, or did they just throw them out?
I did. During the conversation, like I said, I said, hey, Jack, do you have CP? Do you have child porn? Because I heard that you did, like, this with your exes and stuff like that. He's like, no, I got rid of them, blah, blah, blah. And Julie Smith was like, don't care, bad roommate, get out.
I mean, alright.
After that whole conversation, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I get that. Because, like, obviously, like, it just came off weird that was glossed over, but then, you know, you included, like, a clip of, like, confronting them about not knowing how to do the dishes.
Yeah, I really should have. I'm so sorry for not focusing on things, because with this child porn, I talked to someone about this too like weeks ago, when someone pointed out to me, like, asking about that whole debating thing, and I was like, Jack denied it. There's nowhere else I could do, because he denied it, and it was when he was minor, so literally, and I tried going to the police department about this, and they said there's nothing much they can do, because they have to contact the other minor, and I have no contact with his other things, and they're now adults now, and Jack said he has no CP on his computer, so they can't really do anything anyway. I tried talking to the police about this.
Okay.
And that's actually what I'm doing in the doc. I'm going through, and I'm editing right now with the red, that saying, yeah, that was, and going over some parts that Kristen Ark actually brought up and I was like, actually, yeah, that was my fault for not doing this, because at the first, which was when September 15th, when I was like this one part where I was the one who drove with Synni to go pick him up. I wrote that in December. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to be clarifying this in like another time point or something like that. And then I realized further down the line, never mind, I'm not doing it. This is the one and done deal. So then I realized I need to update some things, because some things I updated, some things I didn't, and just left them as is from my long ago when I typed this a long ago kind of thing in December.
Okay. So
some things I have.
Okay, so you you heard about the rumor, you asked Jack, and then you try to get the police involved and do something with it. So it's like you didn't just do nothing.
No.
So that's
Luckily,
reassuring.
I did do something, yeah. And if you want to hear the recording, if you want me to give you the recording, I can gladly give you the recording.
Yeah, I would like that, actually.
With the thing. Yeah. Sorry if I sound really sick. I've seen people say, is this Queen? Is this Queen, by the way? Is this... Yes, it's me, just sick.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think, honestly, that does wrap up all the questions I would have right now. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. But yeah, I would definitely like that clip or that screenshot that you were talking about earlier. That'd be cool. So I could like see it myself as well, if you're free, like if you want to do that.
Yeah, I can try my best. I'll have to send it through Google Drive, probably.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, by the way, what was it? I thought about it. Oh, I know some people really want me to post that entire audio link. My friend definitely does not want her voice out there at all, and does not even want to be involved in this, which is so fair of her, because this is entire Jack situation. She's not much of an internet presence. She's not much of an internet presence at all, and she also has a bit of a phobia of it, because it was similar to Ara's train of thought, where he's afraid someone might find her, stalk her, stalk Julie Smith, and like just stalk her and then kill her or something.
Right.
Paranoia can be a little bit of a thing. I personally, if I could chop out some of the audio, I'd post it on there, but I'm not good at editing, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, like, I guess, does her recording, like, does her voice, like, get involved in it too much? Like, that it, like, goes over, like, the important parts?
She's only at the end and at the beginning part, because at the beginning, this is, like, an entire 2-hour long, recording, because first part was just basically kind of getting out of the car and getting things ready, because during the first, like, I don't remember how long before the confrontation with Jack, Julie Smith was terrified he'd do something. So she literally had to rearrange her apartment just to make sure nothing was grabbable, nothing could get tossed, nothing could get thrown, nothing could get stabbed. Like, literally had the knives, literally had the forks and everything, because she was afraid that Jack would attack someone, especially me. So yeah, and so honestly, that first part was basically for that.
To be honest with you, I have some people that I could definitely trust to edit something down. So if you feel like it, I could try to get it edited down if you want it public, so that you don't have to like bother yourself with it. But that's your choice. I'll leave that up to you.
Fair enough. I'll think about it, because I definitely know my friends would definitely not want that as, you know, strangers. I personally would be okay, but I need to also be aware of what my friends are feeling too. Yeah. For that. But I know Julie Smith currently, she's also stressing about her life as well too, and I don't really want to bother her, so I'll maybe try to cut it down myself first, and then send it to you guys to have that, just to get rid of names, to get rid of addresses and stuff like that. Or maybe I'll cut out the addresses myself too. Or maybe we didn't even mention anything about addresses. I hope not. But maybe I can get something out there with the whole recording.
Yeah.
Although I do want to say, I did show this to one of my other friends, like another online friend. I did show this to Puppy. I did show it to Puppy, and Puppy was a little worried that I sound like I'm yelling at Jack. I'm just a very loud, naturally loud person, and I was sick, and the mic was really closer to me instead of Jack. So Jack was farther away, I was closer. It sounds like I'm yelling at Jack, but I'm not really. In my opinion, I'm not. I understand how some people might, especially since I'm pretty loud. I'm pretty sure I'm loud in this call myself. That's my fault.
No, that's fine.
But that's just my normal voice.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had an issue with it, so it's fine.
Okay, that's good.
Alright, but yeah, I would definitely like some of the stuff, and definitely ask your friends if that's something that they would be interested in, because yeah, I definitely would have some people that'd be interested in editing it down and making it public if you are cool with that. But yeah,
Okay.
I guess I could keep in contact with the other stuff, but yeah, that pretty much wraps up all my questions.